Hi, I'm Brian Graham, and I'm a furniture designer working and living in San Francisco, California. I'm an interior designer who morphed into a furniture designer, which means I wanted to be an architect, but I couldn't hack the math. So I became an interior designer, which I really loved. Through the process of interior design, I kind of discovered this great thing called furniture design. And I don't know, I got bit by the bug. Absolutely loved it. As my father said, if you could find a way to make a living at something that you love to do, you can be probably happy and successful. And so I feel like I've got that, and now I just don't want to screw it up. I have this obsession with athletic aesthetics. I follow this blog called UniWatch. I'm really into it, all the way down to like the pinstripes and the tackle twill lettering and all that stuff. So yeah, probably that, or maybe shoes. Golf is great because golf gets me out of my head, my design head. Like we're all visual people. You're constantly walking around, you're judging, you're seeing things. Why did they do this? Why did they do that? For golf, it's just, where's my ball? How many yards to the next, hole? It's not really about design. It's just about nature and exercise and camaraderie, but it's definitely about the shoes. The thing about it, golf is you walk off of a hole, and if you're doing this, that's an 8. That is a great question. Getting into creative zone is something that I've actually been kind of pursuing the last couple of months. For some folks, it's the time of day. For some folks, it's I'm going to do some sort of a creative exercise to sort of warm myself up, like you'd be stretching before you exercise. For some, it's getting out of the studio and getting into a bar or a coffee shop where they can sort of be anonymous and just plug in and let themselves draw whatever they've been cogitating about and just kind of get it out. So plane rides for me, especially coming out from the West Coast, going back to the West Coast, that's like 4 or 5 hours of sort of uninterrupted time. If I don't have necessarily somebody next to me, I can spread out a little bit and I can actually draw. And sometimes it's just look out in the clouds, think about things and whatever. And I'm surprised at how productive I can be. Pop in the earphones, listen to some Red Hot Chili Peppers, and just see what comes out. I get inspired too by things like post-war design, because post-war design, they had very little to work with, but they were still amazingly creative, and they still created things that we still treasure today. How does that happen? And now we have so many things available to us, but I'm still inspired by constraints. Like, if I just had these 3 things to work with, how could I create something really special and meaningful from that? We could do this. Why don't we serve me a bourbon now?
I know.
Right, and then like bourbon 3. And let me just tell you a little something about. I'll tell you what I think about constraints. You're just getting started. You're just getting warmed up. And I did this, right? When I was 5 years out of school, I thought, oh man, I got this wired. Oh no, I was just getting going. I kind of feel like after 30 some odd years, I'm still just getting going. Like I feel like I'm just now getting the hang of what I'm doing, which means I'm open to learning, I'm open to growing, I'm open to input. I feel like I'm still just getting going. So don't be in a rush, right? Open yourself up to the opportunities that present themselves. And also, if you feel like you're pigeonholed, then I think that's on you, right? Like, how do you turn that into an opportunity to do something, to make something, to get better at something, right? Everybody's got an opportunity to learn and to grow and to get better. My opinion on quiet quitting is people have been mailing it in for generations. If you're doing what you need to do and you know how to do it and you know what you need to do, just do it. And if you don't want to do it, then don't. But don't mail it in or email it in or text it in.